We are back on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio, News Talk, 1180, 1230 KGEO, 1410 KERI, now in Albuquerque, New Mexico on 1000 KKAM, and on the Internet 3 times a week on knookmedia.com, serving Richmond, Oakland, and the San Francisco Bay Area. Our guest in studio for the entire hour is one of our very favorite guests, State Senator Jean Fuller.
Tell me, Jean, what's the most important bill going on right now?
Well, the water discussions are still ongoing, and that's one of the big areas for me. And there's about 7 water bills. VIDAC and Canela have a water bond bill that would be great if it can get through. There's like some on the Assembly side as well, but they're kind of all sort of stuck because they can't get enough consensus at this time because of all the different players.
I'm amazed about water bill. We need water to grow our food, to feed the country.
Yes.
And they have a zero allotment right now. I think they increased it to 5% recently.
Yes, that's correct.
5%'s nothing.
It's not enough to sustain most of our agriculture.
We had a farmer on recently, and he said if he doesn't get water next year, he's out of business.
Yeah.
Well, right now, a lot of the orange blossoms are out, and in the next 2 weeks, if they don't get another shipment from the state and federal projects, especially the federal projects, a lot of those orange orchards will die.
Yeah. The farmer we had on is a guy I went to school with, Farmer Paul. His face is plastered all over the 99 when you go up the highway there. But he was telling us that everybody's depending upon the snowpack of next year because they're almost out of groundwater. And I read someplace the snowpack is 32%, so that's not going to be any help. So what are these guys going to do?
Well, the first thing that we could do if President Obama would authorize it and or our governor would get President Obama to authorize it is to exempt the endangered species for during the times of emergency so that they give the water out to the most needy. In this case, we think like farmers and residents instead of withholding it for the smelt, which die every year anyway.
Right, exactly. Which are not really native to California, are they?
No.
They're, I think they were Oriental or something, brought in from China, if I remember right.
What do the smelt do?
Smelt?
What do they do?
The smelt seem to live in the river for a few months and then they die normally.
But what's their value?
I'm not sure that I can assess any value to them, but other people evidently value them more highly than the food they eat because that water is going to them in many cases rather than the farms. And I think the more important thing is if we really value smelt, that's fine. We could raise them in a hatchery. We don't have to use all this water to keep them in a native state when they weren't. That really isn't what should be intended.
It's silly. You were talking a little bit about the political environment up in Sacramento. I was up there, as you know, a couple of weeks ago, and it was kind of interesting listening to some of the people talk about how now you've got almost 2 or 3, it's not 2 or 3 different parties, but 2 or 3 different groups of people. You've got the new class coming in that's going to be they can be in one office for 12 years, which is a change in the law. They seem to have different priorities than the people who were there. Your group, which is looking at different timelines there. So are we looking at different goals and objectives for these groups, regardless of the party?
Well, I think that there is a real difference in opinion because yes, what used to happen if you were in the assembly by your second term, your fourth year, you're basically a lame duck now. Right. You couldn't raise any more money. You couldn't really be a powerhouse in anything, and you needed to find some other job to run for if that's what you did. So people were spending that last 2 years of their 6-year term to run for other offices or find other jobs. Now, when they come in, they can stay in the assembly for up to 12 years. They can't move over to the Senate and do another 12. They can just do it in the assembly, but it should help the experience level. And so those people are looking at more long-term solutions, such as water. Water takes, like a full term of 6 to 8 years to really push legislation through. Before they were doing more cherry picking of what are the easiest things we can get through at the moment because we're going to be doing something else shortly. And I came in on term limits, and I think we need to limit the power because the power up there is it's terrible. Once people get this power, it's incredible. But I do think that change has changed the way people think about things, and maybe it'll help a bit.
Didn't Plato have a great saying about power? Let's see. How does that go if I remember it right? Power corrupts absolutely, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
And power held too long absolutely corrupts.
Yeah, no question about it.
Well, that's what I was getting at earlier when we were talking, that the fact that they'll have 12 years, they won't have to be so pressured to put bills together. And maybe they won't come up with as many bills.
Well, I hope that's the case. Sort of the problem that happens is when everybody comes up there's a lot of competition, and people come up and they want to use their full 40 bill component. And so the problem becomes, if the full component was 10 bills, then that would slow it down a little bit, because you have staff to help you with those 40 bills. And if you take them over a 2-year period and try to get as many of those passed as you can see that even if you had less time, you would, as long as you had those 40 bill opportunities, you would probably still want to take that.
We're having a conversation with one of our favorite guests, State Senator Jean Fuller.
Now, currently, you are in the old guard, so your term was for what?
My term was that I could do 6 years in the Assembly and 8 years in the Senate. And what I did was I did 4 years in the Assembly. So I have 2 years left if I wanted to go back after the Senate, but I probably won't. I moved over in the only opening for the Senate, and now this is my second term, so I'll be there 8 years after this election if I'm reelected.
What if you were to go back to the Assembly? Would you be locked into the old way of doing things, or could you go for the full 12 years?
No. Once you're under the old term limits between the two houses, because the term limit was between two houses, you can't go back.
And you cannot go back and forth anymore. You're in one house, and that's it.
Well, I could.
No, you could. I'm talking about under the new rules.
Under the new rules, you choose. It's a total of 12 years. Between, but the main thing they did was, you could do both. But the main thing is that you can stay in the Assembly. Before 6 years in the Assembly, that was it.
Okay, and I don't know if you noticed, Gene, but Clay was sitting there trying to write all this down. He ran out of fingers and he was about to take his shoe off.
Well, you got to 12. I had a problem.
Yeah, there you go.
I have 10 fingers.
What do you do after 10?
Well,
life's a
it
bear.
is a little confusing even for all of us, but it's only because we're in the transition.
Sure.
After we get through this election, everybody else that comes in this election that wasn't there before,
right,
will stay with the new terms.
The cycle will be over. Now, the other thing too, talking about Sacramento, is something I've noticed. A lot of bills tend to be not necessarily Democrat or Republican, but they're coastal versus the Valley. Are we seeing more of that as well? Absolutely.
I think really that's one of the biggest divides is between the inland area and the coastal area. And part of that is because the inland area hasn't been revived by the current policies as much as the coastal area has. And so for example, Marin County has somewhere around under 4% unemployment, and Imperial County and some of our inland county. Imperial County is double digit. We're somewhere at 11.7% unemployment. All above average, and it's because of the policies that restrict the kind of businesses we have.
Well, one of the benefits that the inland's going to get over the coastal,
that's called beach area.
Yeah, we get high-speed rail.
Yes, isn't that amazing? And that's going to be just such a boom for our economy.
I think so.
I got to listen to Jerry Brown after you and I had dinner that night, and his two main issues, and he was actually entertaining. He's a very good speaker. His two issues are climate control and high-speed rail. And he was raving about how progressive we are as far as climate control. And I'm just sitting there just pulling my hair out listening to him. Is he really going to push climate control and high-speed rail? I mean, is that...
The governor pretty much tells you what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
He is a man that pretty much says what's on his mind.
Sure.
So I would say yes.
Yeah.
High-speed rail, absolutely he's been pushing. We've been pushing back from the legislature for quite some time, but it doesn't seem to go away.
How many private investors have they rounded up for high-speed rail?
As far as I know, none. And that was partly because the ridership reports have been flawed for a number of years. And when I was on the committee that actually got to question the authority, we would ask for those reports. A bipartisan group of us asked over and over, and they never got any better. And so how can they attract capital?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's nuts.
There has to be a business plan that's workable. And if the business plan isn't workable, who will invest? If they don't invest, then you and I will get to pay for
But
it all.
hasn't it been approved to go ahead and start up in Northern California?
Yes.
Are they going to start?
Well, they have to condemn or whatever they're going to do about getting the land, but yes, they currently believe they have an amount of money that they can start, but it's not electrified track.
What do you mean by not electrified track?
Okay, to have a high-speed rail, you have to have
Right.
electrified track, and that's very expensive to run that. And so they're just going to acquire land and lay track because they only have a small amount of working capital.
So basically, it'll be like a glorified Amtrak.
Yes, or a demonstration glorified Amtrak.
Or a Disney ride?
A Disney ride, yeah. We'll be back in a moment with Gene Fuller on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio News Talk 1180.